See, every time we do something on our list, we get to check it off. See, we've had our breakfast. Check. These are all the things we still need to do today. Make our costumes, build a stage, and make our snacks. Hey, will you help us check these things off when we do them? Great. Wow. Wow, we really have a lot to do today before the big music show.
I'm looking forward.
Look, it's gonna be a while before we get to it on Knacks proper, so I'm just gonna say it here up front. I think Blue's Clues is the best preschool show to come out of the 90s. There's some excellent competition. If you want to make an argument for Bear in the Big Blue House or The Big Comfy Couch, I can see the vision. But my wagon is hitched to Blue's Clues. And that's not nostalgia talking. I had aged out of the Nick Jr. block when the show premiered in 1996. I really do think the show is just that good. And to get into the whys, we're going to take a look at the show's first feature-length movie.
Presenting Blue's first feature-length movie.
We're having a show out in the
With singing,
backyard.
learning,
All the friends
and magic.
will join
Your kids are going to
us.
love it. Blue's big musical movie. Available only on video and DVD.
This is going to be so great.
Blue's Big Musical premiered as a straight-to-video film on October 3rd, 2000, and would later air on Nickelodeon on January 13th, 2002. On paper, it's considered the 19th episode of Blue's Clues' third season, the 59th episode overall. It was co-written by series co-creator and head writer Angela C. Santamero, and Writers' Room regular and future Team Umizoomi co-creator Michael T. Smith, and it was directed by series co-creator Todd Kessler. The denizens of the Blue's Clues house have decided to put on a big musical show in their yard for the whole neighborhood. Now, that's a lot of work. A lot of things to keep track of. And as you can imagine, things start to go wrong very quickly. Steve accidentally sleeps in, the cat Periwinkle mistakenly assumes that this is actually a magic show and goes off to prepare a magic trick, and the alarm clock Tickety has lost her voice. Oh no! She was going to sing a duet with Blue! Who will Blue sing with now?
What a great idea! We'll play Blue's Clues to figure out who should be Blue's singing partner. We are gonna play Blue's Clues, cause it's a really great game, yeah!
So while everyone rushes to set things up, Steve and the kids in the audience play a game of Blue's Clues to find out who Blue's new singing partner is going to be. You know, funny, when I tried to run a scavenger hunt on the opening night of Jesus Christ Superstar, nobody seemed to be into it. One of the show's most commonly applauded elements was the involvement of its audience through call-in response. While hardly the first children's show to address its young viewers through the screen, the decision to make it conversational encourages interaction, which in turn encourages engagement with the material. Steve Burns is exceptionally good at acting out these one-sided conversations, and he gets to shine here because, since this is a triple-length movie, they get to play around with the Blue's Clues format a little bit. Steve has never found a clue himself. He always walks by the clue, and it's the children in the audience who have to point it out to him. After 58 games of Blue's Clues, it's no wonder that Steve is starting to get a little down on himself.
What if I never find the clue? I'm not as good at that as you. I feel like giving up. What should I do?
There's actually a lot of complicated feelings going around. Obviously, everything is hectic for the show, and in all of that, a few people are starting to feel left behind. We previously mentioned Periwinkle, who's unable to pull anyone aside to look at his magic act. And then there's Side Table Drawer, who got a bit lost in the shuffle and doesn't have a role in the show. She really wants to sing, but she has a hard time expressing that.
I'm sorry. Hold that thought. I'll be right back.
How will I get to sing in the show if my friends never know?
I feel like that's something many of us have experienced as children. The struggle to get noticed by adults. When I was really little, I wanted to surprise my mom by cleaning my room without being asked. But she was too busy, being a busy adult to notice. And that made me feel bad. This is another thing Blue's Clues is really good at, giving us characters that, despite being animated objects or talking animals, younger children can relate to, see emotions they've experienced reflected back to them. It's not quite as direct as Mr. Rogers would do it, but it makes the Blue's Clues house feel like a very empathetic place. There's also a subtle change in the Blue's Clues format with these moments. Did you catch what was different? One thing we're doing, which I'm nervous but excited about, is that for the first time I'm saying to the viewer, hey, will you wait here with side table drawer while I go over there for a while? Our simply animated characters will tell us how they feel for the first time. We let animation sell the story and teach the curriculum, which we've never done before. In short, for the first time in the Blue's Clues franchise, we are not always by Steve's side, not always his loyal companion as he tracks down those clues. I feel like this is a small step towards Blue's Clues' future, practicing having a Blue's Clues without Steve, who would pass on the baton to Joe in 2002, and practicing having a Blue's Clues without a regular human host at all, as we'd see in Blue's Room beginning in 2004. In terms of the show's educational elements, Blue's Clues opts for a gradual increase in complexity, starting with interactive challenges made for 3-year-olds and building up to things for 5-year-olds, which is a far bigger jump than you might think. For example, early on we have a matching game, where kids are encouraged to pick items that go together as our friends set up the stage.
What should we put together with that paper?
The scissors!
Scissors. Yeah, that's perfect. Now you can cut that paper with those scissors. Good thinking.
And then, much later on, Steve wants to write a special song for the show. So he and Blue skidoo into some sheet music, where the G-Clef, voiced by Ray Charles, walks Steve and the kids through some musical concepts like notes, rhythm, and tempo. It's a bit more complicated than what we saw before.
Now try to keep up with this. Boom, chicka booty, boom, boom, chicka booty. Rhythm takes the music and makes it all move. You gotta have rhythm if you want things to groove. Oh, yeah. Make your notes short. And it makes your notes long. Or it lets your notes rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. At any point in your song.
This is really cool. Like, this slaps. We have the show's regular composers, Nick Balaban and Michael Rubin, which just goes to show what a winning team Blue's Clues had from the jump. Our big finale, the show itself, is a lot of fun and a great release of tension for how hectic and stressful the setup was. It's also worth pointing out that this film got its own video game adaptation for the PlayStation in 2001, the 7th Blue's Clues video game overall, and the first on a home console. It's actually shorter than the film itself, but that's toddler video games for you.
It doesn't matter how you draw your clue, as long as you know what it is.
Blue's big musical is pretty great, a celebration of the show's best qualities, while subtly tweaking the format to see how the franchise might move forward. The music is among the show's best, the focus on some of the secondary characters is really sweet, you always gotta smile when Ray Charles is around, and it's just a great example of what makes Blue's Clues my personal pick as the best preschool show of the 90s. Of course, there's much more to Blue's Clues than that, a deeper analysis, a richer history, but for now, we'll leave it there. This was just a sample.